Hello everyone, myself Kashish Talwani and I welcome you back to my channel Simplifying Business Studies. So this is going to be the fifth session of chapter 2 of class 11th forms of business organization. So in this particular session we will know about Hindu undivided family, which is in short called HUF. So this is the second form of business which we are going to study after sole proprietorship. So, what is Hindu undivided family or joint Hindu family business? So, this is a business which is carried out by male members of a Hindu undivided family. That is why it is known as joint Hindu family business. So, this is the business which is owned by members of the family. You can see here a good picture of joint family. It is basically the oldest system of business that can be seen only in a country like India. So it is governed by the provisions of Hindu law and not by any other industrial or company act. This act is called Hindu Succession Act, which is under Hindu law. So the basis of membership in the business is birth in a particular family, and three successive generations can be the member of the business. That means once a male member is born in a family, right from the day of birth he becomes the member, the part of this business. One more thing I would like to mention here: the people who are all are maybe you can call them partners, but we don't call them partners, we call them co-partners, because they all are owners in the property of the business. So what are the conditions for HUF? Minimum there should be two male members should be there in the family, and there should be existence of some ancestral property. So this is the ancestral property which will be inherited by the male members of the Hindu undivided family, and the members who have the share in this ancestral property are entitled to get the share of the profit which this family earns through their business. So that is why they are called co-partners and not the partners. Systems of inheritance. So under Hindu law, there are two main systems of inheritance. One is called Dayabhaga and another is called Mitakshara. So Dayabhaga system prevails only in West Bengal, and in this system the males as well as female members of the family can become co-partners in the business. And Mitakshara, it is one system which is prevailing across the whole country except West Bengal. And in this system, only males can become a partner. Males can become co-partners of the business. So joint Hindu family business is again controlled or headed by the eldest male member of the family, and that member is called Karta. In case this member dies, and if he is not able to take care of the business, then the other eldest member will become the Karta of the family. So all members, males and females, have equal rights over the property of the ancestor, as they know in co-partners in case of Dayabhaga. And in Mitakshara, only male members of the family have equal ownership over the ancestral property. Now let us understand the features of joint Hindu family business. So the very first feature of HUF business is formation. How does this business form? Minimum two male members of the family and their ancestral property should be there to start a business. And this kind of business is governed by Hindu Succession Act 1956, which is under Hindu law. So this kind of business doesn't need any kind of compulsory registration or certificate, but yes, it is governed by Hindu Act. Next feature is liability. So our different members holds different kind of liability in this form of business. Karta, who is the head of this business, will hold unlimited liability. That means if the business will occur any kind of losses, his personal property will be used for paying off the debts of the business. Rest of the members the all other members of the family will have limited liability up to their share in the business. So that means everyone will have limited liability except Karta. Management of the business. So this kind of business is always managed and controlled by the senior most male member of the family, who is called Karta. Only the Karta has legal rights to enter into the contract with outsiders. The others can take part. Other can take part in the business. They can suggest Karta, but ultimately the decisions are taken by Karta. So other members have no rights to take decisions in the management of Hindu family business. Continuity. So how long this business continues? So this business can continue for a foreseeable period. That means if something happens to Karta, if he dies, so the next eldest member of the family will become Karta. So the death of a member or a Karta does not affect the business. So business can continue for a very, very long period of time. That is why we can say this kind of business have perpetual existence. Another feature is membership. So everyone who is a member of this kind of business gains this membership by birth. That means once a person is born into the family, he suddenly becomes the member of this joint Hindu family business also. So they might not be able to get, like, they will not be liable for losses, but yes, they will be liable for profits, and they will have limited liability. So membership definitely they gains once they get birth in the family. So children, we have reached the end of this session. Any questions, please write it in the comment box. This is my email through which you can get in touch with me. I will definitely try to answer all your questions. Hope my content is useful to all of you. Thank you so much. Have a very nice day ahead.